The Orange Soda Podcast is a show I do with a few of my friends here on campus. It's a show about music, pop culture, and just kind of what's going on in our lives. It's a fun way for us to talk about the things we're interested in, and we're also all interested in the communications field, I would say. A lot of us are either digital media production majors or I'm a communications major, so it helps me get better at speaking, which is what I want to do. And for those guys, our producer Nick, he's into video production, so it helps him learn how to do that. Our camera guy Zach, he's also into digital cinema, so it helps him learn how to film stuff. Seth's digital cinema too, so it helps them, it helps me. So yeah, it's just a way for all of us to get better at what we want to do, and it's a fun way to get together. I did a podcast my first semester at UCM. It was called Stargazing Podcast, and on that show, we took kids on campus that made music and we brought them on the show and gave them a chance to give kind of like their first interview. So it was practice for me and the other guys on that show and practice for them too. And I just really liked doing that, and the people who were on that show, we weren't able to get together to do it again another semester. So I took a semester off, kind of thought about what I wanted to do and how much I liked doing that show, and I missed it. So I got in contact with some of my buddies and we came up with a new idea for a show, and then we did it.
Well, I mean, I didn't start it. It was Steven's idea that started it, but we did an episode. I did an episode of him for Stargazing, and we wanted to start a podcast last semester. But it was just poor planning. It just kind of fell apart completely. But we had a pretty good idea for Orange Soda, and we had people behind it. So we figured, yeah, let's do it. It'll be fun, and gives us something to be creative and like have an outlet for and stuff, a platform. I was actually one of my guys in my class today, I was talking to him about that. He was like, I listen to your podcast. Like, oh, that's pretty sick, dude. And he said, like, each one of us brings our own, like, personalities to it. Like, Steven, he doesn't really lead we don't really lead the conversation. No one leads the conversation. Steven is there as kind of, not like an opposing force, he's kind of the agitator. And I'm the most spastic one. And I feel like I have the most to say. Aiden's there for, like, rebound. I don't know, I'm not sure. We all bring our own stuff, but I feel like I couldn't tell you what we all bring to it, but we all bring something. And at least for me and Aiden, we're more familiar with film than Steven and Paige are, so we got to talk about in that front. And Steven's more into like metal and harder classic rock and stuff, so we can talk about that. I'm more into hip hop than the other two. And then Aiden's more into like beat boop EDM music, so he's got that covered. Paige is on some weird left field stuff. So we all bring our own different viewpoints of stuff, and so there's a good conversation in there somewhere.
The name Orange Soda comes from a few places. All of us are really into Frank Ocean on the show. That's our favorite artist, and he has an album called Channel Orange. That's one of my favorite albums of all time. So the color orange was kind of in my head, and then my friend Isaiah showed me, who's on our show, showed me a song that was called Orange Soda. So I kind of had, I had that color in my brain, and the soda thing came from that song too. So I had all that in my brain kind of over the summer, and I was trying to come up with a name, and we just needed one. I said, well, let's just do this. And then our producer Nick made some graphics for it, and it just kind of worked out. The way we get guests is usually it's just friends of ours that come on the show. If we need a guest, we're all pretty busy. And there's 7 of us that are on the show every week, so it's hard to sometimes to get everyone together and get everything organized where we can all be there. So when we need a guest, we just reach out to our friends and say, hey, you want to come talk with us? Because that's basically what the show is, just friends talking about music and pop culture and things like that. So our friends that we think we could have a good conversation with, we bring on the show, and so far it's worked out pretty well.
The Live to the Audience episode was, it was kind of a treat. It was really good. We just didn't really plan it. One day Nick just said, hey, with studio, we can't record in there, and let's record in the Union. And we were like, all right, dude, if you can figure like the logistics of that, we're down. But I mean, it was fun because like we've been getting like less and less views as it goes on, because this is what happens, and then eventually it'll pick back up hopefully. But like whenever you get to hang out with just like the crew, and then like your friends that watch the show can come on and just like do the show with you, it's pretty rewarding, and it makes it more heartfelt. It was fun. It was really, really fun. There's some pressure on it because there's people that don't know the show walking around the Union like, what is going on here? But it was fun.
If you want to, you can check out our YouTube channel at Pretty Sweet Media. We also have Instagram and Twitter, same handles. Yeah.
Reporting from Lowdown, this is Hunter Hallbaker.